What is up, everybody? I'm Mr. Bobley, and welcome back to Dream Daddy. We're going to Craig's final date. Now then, I'm kind of sad because I'm like, oh, this is the end of the game now. I'm like, I got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 more to do. So like, there's like 2.5 hours of this game left. So I don't know. I'm kind of like a little bummed out about it because I'm like, this has been a great game. I don't know. I mean, I'm finishing this all today, which I realize is a terrible mistake because I already had to finish the game before. I had to finish the round 2 of dates, and I'm like, okay, so I'm playing this game for like 6 hours today. That's great. It took some time for our schedules to line up, but I was finally able to find a weekend where Craig and I could go camping. He always stays so busy with work and the kids, but it's good to know that we'll just be able to spend some time relaxing together in nature. Since our first run, I've managed to go on regular runs with Craig. I mostly do them because it seems like it's the only time we get to hang out, but the added benefit is that I've seen a lot of improvement in my health. I was able to sift through the attic and find my old camping gear from college. Craig put me in charge of bringing the sleeping bags in the tent while he takes care of the food, so I double-checked to make sure everything is ready to go. Craig should be here any minute now. Amanda's going to be spending this weekend on a school trip to our nation's capital, and she hasn't been away from home without me for longer than a day since she was 14. I hope she isn't feeling as nervous as I am. She's probably fine. Hey, Amanda Panda. Amanda's in the middle of sitting on top of her luggage in order to get it to finally zip. Hey, Pops. Ready for your trip? Once I get this bad boy all zipped up, I'm good to go. How much did you pack? That seems like a lot for 2 days. Oh, it's all my camera equipment, lenses, tripod, flash, all that. Are you even going to have time to take pictures? I'll find a way. I need to get some good shots for my series on national monuments. Oh, what's the series about? It's one of those internet series where I reimagine Disney princesses as founding fathers. What? I'm kidding. Nobody likes those. I'm taking portraits of my friends. Oh. Well, I'm going to be in the woods, out there in nature, you know, roughing it. Just me and Mother Nature, the old Madre de trees. Are you going to be alright on your own? I'm not going to have any signal out there. I won't be able to text or call you at all. Oh, it's alright. I'll be able to survive a couple days without constant updates on who just got voted off International Haunted House Hunters. Well, I'll miss you. And for the record, Bradley was pushed down a flight of ornate stairs by a ghost. They were really beautiful stairs. Amanda finishes zipping up the big suitcase and lugs it to the next door of her bedroom. Next to the door of her bedroom. She turns around and gives me a big hug. Relax, Dad, Tron. I'm a big kid now. I can take care of myself. Besides, I gotta share a room with Monica Sanders and 2 mom chaperones. The most trouble I could possibly get in is falling asleep with a tub of ice cream on me. Oh, well, alright. Don't steal anything, okay? Since you asked nicely, fine. Promise. Liar. I step outside, hauling my bags behind me. Craig's already strapped some camping gear on top of my modest but stylish car. He notices me carrying my equipment and hurries over to take it from me. I got it. I angle away from him, doing my best dance moves to get past him to the car. Remember, it's your weekend to relax. Take it easy. I guess I can't argue with that. Everything's good with Amanda? Yep, on her way to a school trip to Washington, D.C. What about your offspring? Already at Smashley's for the weekend. I'm ready to get my camp on. I load the rest of the stuff into Craig's car and we get in. Oh no! What's wrong? I think I left my juice plugged in. Gotta go back. Are you worried that someone's gonna break into your house and cold press some carrots? No, it's just... Just trying to relax, man. Just let the juicer float away. Take all your worries and blend them into pulpy good vibes. Craig takes a deep breath. Do we have anything to listen to? All I had at my place was a series of CDs that guide you through a thorough and intense calisthenics workout. Do you want to listen to those? I'm just kidding. Craig hands me a thick cassette filled with CDs. Casket. What did I just read? What word was that? Take your pick. I thumb through the page after page of kids sing-along CDs. Oh yeah, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star takes me back. Keep going. I get to the end of the case to find, in the very last slot, a blank CD with Craig's handwriting on it. DJ Keg Stands Mega Mix Volume 1. Made it just for the trip. I think you'll like it. I pop the CD into the car's stereo, and it's like immediately transported to our old dorm room. Hit after hit plays, and soon enough, we're both happily singing the lyrics to each song as we fly down the highway. This song was Carl's favorite. Carl, the third roommate! You brought that dog home one night, and I couldn't pry you two apart. So we spent an entire semester fabricating a story about our foreign exchange student roommate who had a really bad cough that sounded exactly like a dog's bark. And then we had a room inspection. That RA was so suspicious of us, but we had nothing, but could never prove anything. And Carl was just under the blanket. Bless that pup's courage under fire. Man, we did some dumb things back in college. The hours fly by as we belt out tunes in whatever non-existent key our voices register, and soon enough we're surrounded by lush trees and spectacular vistas of everything amazing that nature has to offer. It feels good to be back out here. Real good. Man, his voice already sucks. Hey, it's those creepy woods. Or at least the same backdrop. We park our car at the entrance of a familiar trail and load up our gear on our backs. I'm thankful that I've been working on my health over the past couple of weeks, otherwise I'd be dreading all this hiking that's about to happen. Craig looks intently at his phone. Everything alright? Yep, just had to fire off one last work email. Craig pockets the phone and we start off on the trail. It's relatively easy, but I know I would have been huffing and puffing at this point if it weren't for all the murder sprints. I look around me and take in tall trees and animal chirps. A bird, does it bird or animal? What the fuck ever. Everything okay back there? There's no reception out here. Oh yeah, being out in the middle of nowhere will do that. I recognize the look of anxiety in Craig's face. But what if there's a problem?
Oh, man.
There won't be. It'll be fine. Come on, bud. Who's a relaxed boy? I don't know.
Oh.
Craig. I'm a relaxed boy. That's my dude. We keep marching down the trail, but it seems like Craig is still worried. After a bit, he stops in his tracks. Maybe we should go back. We could find another campground that gets good cell reception. Craig, seriously, what's wrong? I mean, I'm just really nervous. My dad instincts is kicking in, and my mind keeps conjuring up all sorts of the worst-case scenarios. What if something happens to the girls? I don't have a signal. I would have no way of knowing. Let me tell you, that feeling never goes away, no matter how old your kids are. You just gotta remind yourself that they're in good hands. Craig doesn't say anything. I give him a reassuring punch on the shoulder. Try to remember why we came out here. The plan was to get away from it all and just focus on ourselves for this little trip. No distractions, no cell phone service, just two dads relaxing in the woods. Craig looks at me directly in the eyes. No distractions, no cell phone service, just two dads relaxing out in the woods. We're gonna have some fun this weekend. Craig and I get back into marching. It's not too long of a hike before we get to the campsite, and we're both glad to see that we're the only people there. I can't believe you still have this tent. I found it in my attic and already checked it for holes. It's seen better days, sure, but I think we'll be able to survive. I dump the bag of fabric and poles onto the ground. We unfold the tent in the desired spot. I hand Craig the stakes. We still know how to do this, right? Of course we do. We do not. After 20 minutes of struggling like people in a bad infomercial, we somehow managed to build an upright structure that closely resembles what a tent would look like if you had asked somebody to draw a picture of one with their eyes shut. I wouldn't put this up against the storm, but I think we'll be able to survive the night. We set out a couple of chairs and our cooking equipment, admiring our handiwork. Bro, look at us go! Look upon the kingdom we have built. Upon this rock we shall grill our meats and drink our brews, for we hold dominion over this land. Verily, and look at our camping chairs, which we are going to sit on. So what's next on this camp extravaganza docket? Well, now that we have shelter settled, I think it's time for us to do some exploring. There's a waterfall a little bit up the way that I'm sure we could hike to. Let's get hiking! Craig and I adventure into the woods. We amble along, taking our time to chat and admire the wildlife. Craig reaches out an arm and stops me. Dude, does that look like what I think it looks like? I look over at where he's pointing. Oh my god, it does. That tree looks like a butt.
Nice.
I can't get over how detailed it is. I examine the butt tree further. The contour is perfect. It even has back dimples. I thought we were going to have a great time camping, but this makes it even better. Craig holds back a snicker. I aspire to have every hike be as good as this one. I'm snickering now too. Let us analyze this tree further. Craig and I share a huge belly laugh at our awful jokes. The best thing about this is that there's no daughters here to tell us our jokes are bad. We high five. Craig and I hit the trail again. It's been a long time since we've been out here, but everything seems more or less familiar. We point out old landmarks that we remember back from our college days. I think we're getting close now. Check it out! There's a clearing up ahead. As we get closer, I can hear water running. Pressing over a hill, Craig and I are greeted by a wide clearing surrounded by trees. In front of us is a beautiful waterfall spilling into a large body of water that runs into a river. Mouths agape with the genuine beauty of the place, we go to investigate. The old waterfall. It's gorgeous.
Dude.
Nature is so rad. Peering further, we get an idea of how deep the pool is.
Oh.
Think we could jump off it like the old days? I don't see why that would change. Ha! This old dad is happy here on dry land. Looks like you could climb right up over there. We didn't even bring swimming trunks. What are you talking about? Craig immediately begins taking off his clothes. Yeah, dad bod. Craig's butt. I can't help but sneak a peek. That is a good butt. Craig turns around suddenly. He catches me looking. I do a lot of glute workouts. I immediately turn away blushing. You coming or what? I don't know about this, dude. He's already making his way over to the waterfall by the time I finish my sentence. When he realizes I'm not right behind him, he turns around and rolls his eyes. We lived together for years, and I've seen your ass more times than I count. It's no big deal. Who needs pants anyways? They're society's oppressors. Down with pants, down with the system. That's the spirit. I take my shirt off and drop it in a pile with Craig's clothes. I put the rest of my clothes on the ground, feeling exposed. Craig and I climb up to the top of the waterfall, making sure not to slip on any wet rocks. He reaches the peak before I do and offers me a hand getting up. At the top, we look over the cliff and into the tiny lake. It seems so much higher from this perspective. Craig has always been a daredevil. He pulled some stunts in college, and I'm honestly still shocked he survived. I was always the one standing on the sidelines, watching and hoping I wouldn't be bringing him home in a gurney. Man, this could be dangerous. Craig looks me in the eyes. Don't think, just jump. Craig cannonballs off the waterfall and into the lake, creating a huge splash. I'm worried for a moment before he finally resurfaces from under the water. Woo! He treads water and looks up at me. You coming or what? Don't think, just jump. How are you supposed to do to just not think? I'm pretty sure that's not physically possible. My toes grip the edge of the rock. The water looks so far away. Don't think, just... I run off the edge, trying to do my best cannonball. Somewhere in the middle, it turns into a really great full belly flop. I hit the water with a loud slap. I resurface to find Craig giggling. Oh, that was. I rate that belly flop a solid 8 out of 10. Your form is lacking, but your heart was in the right place. I playfully splash water at Craig. Are you sure about that? I splash him again. You've given me no choice. Craig splashes me in the face with a huge wave of water. You've awakened the beast. He launches another wave of water at me. Don't you put me in a corner here. Don't put a wild animal in the corner. Squirt water, dunk him. I lunge for Craig and manage to get him in an arm lock. Time for the finishing move. I summon all of my dad's strength to lift Craig out of the water. Hey! And I drop him down for the splash. Craig bounces back out of the water. My turn! Oh no, it seems like Craig was simply allowing me to pick him up and dunk him. He grapples me with his clearly superior muscles, and quite literally tosses me across the water. I emerge from the water devastated. You think I did all those pull-ups just so I could look good with my shirt off? Nah, bro, these are cannons. These arm cannons are dad launchers. Craig does a playful flex for me. Damn. Craig, truth, please. Craig thinks about it. Yeah, sure. We shake hands. There is peace. Man, that jump was such an adrenaline rush. Not so scary now, huh? I'll race you to the top. We run all the way to the slick rocks and cannonball off the waterfall again. What a rush. Good form on that one. Wanna go again? Fuck yeah. With the same energy we had in our youth, we climb up back to the top of the waterfall. I'm brave enough to try a flip, which I'm sure looked incredibly graceful as I belly flop into the water. Phew, man, this is fun. Got one more in you? I lived for danger. Takes us a little more time, but we get to the waterfall and both do our best running jumps into the water below. Alright, I think that's my limit. We should get back before it gets too dark. Yeah, probably. We should probably head back. We go to put our clothes back on and notice that they're soaking wet. Maybe a splash fight wasn't the best idea. It's okay. We'll get a fire going in no time. We can dry off and get some dinner going. Soaping wet, we hike back to the camp and unpack everything we need for dinner. Craig pulls out a couple of steaks and some chopped potatoes in tinfoil. You ready for a feast? Hey man, take a seat. The Craig train is pulling into the relaxation station and I'm your conductor. Let me cook for you. Absolutely not. Cooking is the thing that relaxes me the most. I'll take it from here. Craig cooks now. I remember how his entire sophomore year diet consisted of microwavable mac and cheese, but not microwaved, and have trouble believing that. Wait. I remember how his entire sophomore year diet consisted of microwavable mac and cheese, but not microwaved, and have trouble believing that the thing he just said. Okay, that didn't make a lot of sense. At least let me start the fire. Sure, let me just grab my matches. Craig reaches into his backpack. He rushes around his bag, pulling out things and checking every pocket. Uh-oh. I know I packed it. Craig checks another bag and still can't find it. My stomach grumbles, and now I'm more acutely aware of how cold and wet I am. We really need to get this fire started. Okay, well, it's not the end of the world. Gosh, I'm so stupid. I could have sworn I packed it. I'm sorry, dude. Don't be. We can figure this out. We can start a fire. We're smart guys. I mean, how hard could it be? I've watched plenty of survival programs on TV. If a naked reality TV star can do it, so can we. We'll need some wood. I gesture to the trees around us. There's no shortage of that.
Oh, man.
And some tinder. We can make that work. And then I think some ancient aliens are then supposed to come by and give us advanced technology or renovate our house, depending on the show. Craig and I gather a variety of wood, bark, and moss until we have all the materials that could conceptually make a passable-looking campfire. Just add fire, right? That's the fun part. The sun is just now setting, and a cool breeze rustles the leaves of the trees around us. We have to work quick. I've done this in the past. I know I can figure it out. Just give me a second. Anyway, any way I can help? Give me some moral support. Lift my spirits, and we'll make this fire happen. Well, let's go overboard. You're really getting that fire the business. You're an amazing, hard-working father with a steady work ethic, and everyone loves you. Your daughters think you're a superhero, and the neighborhood dads respect you immensely. Also, your butt looks great. Bro, stop. You'll make me cry. Okay. Don't want your tears putting out the fire. Eventually, Craig is miraculously able to get something going. He blows on the embers and gently places the glowing moss into the base of the fire pit. Soon enough, we have a nice little fire going. Way to go, man. We're regular old outdoorsy fellas. Hooray for not dying. I take a seat in one of the lawn chairs, Craig riding, and cozy up to the fire, warming up my hands. Relax, man. Take it easy. Let me handle the dinner. I watch as Craig stokes the fire and sets up a makeshift grill for the steaks. After all that hiking and swimming and fire starting, I'm able to relax a bit. With the sound of crickets and the scent of steak filling the air, I actually feel pretty calm. Craig expertly sears 2 steaks in a pan he's been heating up on the fire, cracking thyme and crushed ginger over it while basting them both in butter. Wow, I didn't know he was actually good at cooking. The fastest I ever saw him in college was when he started sprinkling the seasoning packet onto a dry ramen and eating it straight up. When did this happen? You used to eat cereal every morning with beer instead of milk. Oh, that sounds terrible. I grew up, I guess. I think these are just about ready. Craig puts the steaks onto a paper plate and sets them aside. I start to reach for one, but Craig smacks my hand away. Dude, let them rest. It'll be more flavorful that way. I patiently return to my seat, eyeing the steaks longingly from a distance. They smell incredible. Craig prepares a side salad for us in the meantime, sprinkling feta cheese onto freshly chopped greens. He plates it next to the generous pile of roasted potatoes covered in olive oil and rosemary. Once it's all ready, we sit down by a fire and dig in. Oh my god, I want steak so bad right now. I fucking love steak. Everything tastes okay? I'm in heaven. That's what I like to hear. Remember how for an entire semester we would eat burritos for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? You know, I'm kind of getting into the Brian voice here a little bit. It's so hard not to go back to that. Look at you now, man. You have kids, great job, and now you cook like a vengeful wizard whose arch nemesis is microwavable food. I'm really impressed with how much you've got in your life together. Craig laughs, but there's no humor in it. I'm glad you think that. I glance at Craig while he picks at his salad. He really grew out of his baby face, but there's something about his expression that makes him seem so much older than he is. A sense of maturity he didn't have in college. He looks exhausted. You okay? Yeah. Come on, dude. I know I've known you for a long enough time to see when you're down.
I don't know.
I'm tired, bro. I think being out here is making me realize just how drained I feel. You work really hard, Craig. It can't be easy. I have to, for my girls. I volunteer at their school. I cook healthy meals for them. I do everything I can to make sure they're safe and happy. And when they're with their mom, I always work overtime so I can support them. And then you work out a lot so you can crush anyone who stands in their way. That, and I don't want to fall into my old habits. I need to set a good example for my girls. Everything I do is for them, and I wouldn't have it any other way. But it seems like it's bleeding you dry. If that's what it takes to raise them well, then it's worth it. Craig, buddy, I know where you're coming from here, but you gotta take care of yourself too. I do, though. I eat right and exercise, and that's not what I mean. You're too little butter on too much toast, you know? What?
Hey!
You're spreading yourself too thin. Life needs balance. It's great that you care this much about your kids, but you can't neglect your own needs because you're too busy taking care of everyone else's matters too. You matter too.
I don't know.
I know I can provide for my family, and I know I can step it back and look at everything objectively. I know I'm doing right by them, but I can't explain it, man. There's always that voice in the back of my head telling me that I need to do more. It feels like it's never enough for me. Every time I try to relax, that voice keeps telling me I don't deserve it, to be honest. I even feel guilty about being out here. Craig, you're trying your best and you're doing an amazing job. That's a fact, but even if you weren't, you'd still deserve happiness. Do I, though?
Oh, man.
Hell yeah, bro. I look at Craig and think about what a good friend and even better father he is. He's compassionate, he's hardworking, and he's relentlessly positive. He encourages everyone to do their best, to be the best versions of themselves. He makes me want to be a better person. If you could only see yourself the way I see you. Craig beams. He gets up and walks over to his supplies. Come on, I brought dessert. Oh, are you going to use the campfire to torch the tops off some creme brulee? What? I know little to nothing about cooking. Craig pulls out marshmallows. Well, you still know how to make s'mores, right? I think the more important question is, do you know how to make s'mores? As I recall, you used to just completely blacken the marshmallows. Oh, I stand by that. It's charred to the outside, but the gooey center is preserved. Brutish. Craig throws a marshmallow at me, and I catch it in my mouth. Pro move. We used to be able to do that at a great distance against the wind disadvantage. Give me a week of practice, and I'll be competitive again. Craig and I sit in the warm glow of the campfire, watching embers float up towards the sky. The stars are so much brighter out here. Yeah, I miss this, Wyatt. Me too. We stay here until it gets light, half remembering stories from college. We watch as the fire dies and eventually clamber into the tent. You know, where our parents live, they live kind of on a back road, and so we don't get a lot of light pollution, because I'm in rural Ohio mostly. I mean, I'm kind of not now, but there was this one spot on the back road where you would just pull out of the driveway and you would just go down the road, and went up to this hill that used to have all these trees, and they were strip mining it all. So now it's just kind of an open fields. And if you go up there at night, you can just see the stars, and it's just like one of like the most, like, I know I talked about that cliff view I saw when I was in Pennsylvania, and I was in Pittsburgh, and I thought it was just so pretty seeing the city, but like just seeing the stars, just like pure stars. Like, I'm sure if I like went to like the middle of the desert and looked, because I do want to see that, I'm sure it would look better. But just like being up there and it's just pitch black, and you can see like the few towns off in the distance. You can see, you know, that you can see those lights, but there's just these stars above you. And I remember the first time I saw it, because I always would, when I would go to my one friend's house and I would come back at like 2 whatever in the morning, I'd always drive and I would always see them. And I always saw these stars, and I always knew they were beautiful. And I remember the one night we were a group of my friends, we were out, and I want to say it was actually, the night had willowed down, and it was me, my best friend Sammy at the time, and my friend Maria. And we I told them to go that way and stop, because I wanted to show them this, because I'd never shown anybody this before. And we went up there, we parked the car, and we got out, and I told him, you know, turn the headlight, you got to turn the car out, because we have to be able to turn the lights off and all that. And we get out, and it was like even better sharing that moment with somebody, with like my friends. But if you've never seen it, that's something that you need to experience. You just need to get out, away from like civilization, and just find an open area and just see the night sky. Because like, I love space, but I also just like, I just love it. Like, I'm not a country person. I'm not even like a city slicker or whatever. I just am. And I just think that's one of the most beautiful sights to ever see. It's just a starry sky at night. And it's great. Anyways, now to get back to the game. I've kind of bummed myself out a little bit now. We crawl into the tent, and I unfurl my sleeping bag. Wait, where's the other sleeping bag? I'll look around for a second. Oh no, I must have left it at home. It's all yours, dude. I'm sorry. I'll just curl up over here. No way. Here. Craig unzips the sleeping bag and spreads it out so there's enough room for both of us to lay on top of it. Night, bro. Good night, bro. I roll over and we face away from each other. Without a blanket, it's really cold. I shiver, and without realizing it, I find myself nestling closer to Craig. I'm sure he won't mind. He turns over, and I can feel his breath on my neck. It's hard to focus on anything else. I turn over, trying to get more comfortable. I open my eyes to find Craig's face, only a few inches from my own. For once, he looks at peace. His eyes flutter open. His hand finds a place on my waist. I'm not sure who leans in first, but suddenly we're kissing. We look at each other again, my heart racing. Craig, I've got strong feelings for you, bro. Feelings I can't deny anymore. Bro, me too. I run my hands through his hair, then down his chest. Craig brings me closer, wrapping his arms around me. I feel so secure. You know, talking about old times is fun, but I like making new memories with you. I smile, tracing lines of his hip with my finger. We kiss again. I'm not worried about us getting too cold tonight. Proud parent, automotive care, twins, sports, waterfall, camping.
That was a gold medal performance for sure.
Yeah. Keg stand champion. Fucking my old college roommate. Woo, I think I have everything finally set up. Amanda should be here any minute now. I think that's her car in the driveway. Okay, gotta act natural. Be cool, Wyatt, be cool. Amanda walks through the door with a suspicious look on her face. Hey, Dad. Off to a good start. Something fishy? Rats. Sorry, sweetie, it's the feds. That life of crime is finally catching up to you. I tried to send them in a different direction, but even I'm no match for the power and funding of the U.S. government. Aww. Well, if they think they're gonna take me alive, they got another thing coming. I'm kidding. You're right. I have a little surprise for you. Ugh. Yeah, I can tell. You're very bad at lying. Amanda, my dear, would you care to join me in the kitchen? Father, it would fill my heart with glee. I lead Amanda over to the kitchen table where a present lies covered under a tablecloth. It's nothing special, but I wanted to give you a little something. You graduated high school last week, and I know you told me not to make a deal about it, but... Aw, Dad, I dramatically whip the cloth off the table. Amanda's jaw drops. Right. No way! I figured you probably won't be able to get cable in the dorm, so I thought it might be nice to take a piece of home with you. A DVD box set of long-haul paranormal ice road ghost truckers. This is all 19 seasons. And a bonus material, including commentary with actual ghosts featured on the show. Dad, I love this. Thank you. She gives me a big hug. I'm glad you like it. Hey, you want to hang out with me in the backyard for a bit and toss the old pigskin or something? Totally. I follow Amanda to the back door. What? You told me not to make a big deal, but you seem to have forgotten that my entire mission in life is to make a big deal out of all of your accomplishments. So, consider this your graduation party. Surprise! Dad, everyone's here. Well, yeah, everyone wanted to come and support you. Hey! Is that a mac and cheese bar? Sure is, fully customizable down to the type of mac. And there's an ice cream cake, the good kind with the crunchies in the middle. Yeah! I don't know what to say. Don't say anything, just have fun with your pals, alright? I'm so proud of you, Amanda. Amanda smiles and runs off to her friends. I should make the rounds and make sure everyone's having a good time. But first, mac and cheese. Wyatt, my dude! Pablo, how's the shirt business going? My bud, I got men's shirt, I got women's shirt, I got tank tops in a variety of sizes, shapes, and colors. Each one of them of a fine quality, screen printed with the logo and visage of world-renowned witch house outfit, Vacant Veil. Purchasable at most respectable retailers, but more specifically out of my trunk of my car. I'm also selling my mom's world-famous homemade apple butter. Never stop hustling, Pablo. Baby, you got it. Wyatt! Brian, you made it. Ha! I don't pass up on good mac. What do you think of the party? It's not bad. Just not bad? Yeah, it's not bad. Don't let him bait you. Don't let him bait you. Thank you for the lovely compliment. Sure thing, pal. Say, let me know if you ever want to head out of the lake. I'd be happy to pull you out of the drink again. Deep breaths. Daisy trots up. Hi, Amanda's dad. Hey, Brian's daughter. See how that feels? This is really a great party. Thank you so much for inviting us. You're very welcome, tiny child who knows how to pay a compliment. Brian and I lock eyes. This isn't over. Looks like you've settled into this neighborhood quite nicely. Yep, couldn't ask for a better cul-de-sac. Oh. Well, I'm glad. Hopefully we'll see you at more church events. We got a big schedule planned for the rest of the year, and I'm sure the kids would love to see your dance moves. Sure thing, Joseph. And maybe if you aren't doing anything later, we could hang out sometime. Sure, Joseph, that'd be great. Well, see you later. Hugo comes up to me with a plate of mac and cheese. Ah. The perfect cheddar to mac ratio. Beautiful work, Wyatt. Thanks, Hugo. I learned from the best. I've got a pocket full of gift cards that say you already knew a thing or two. Let's get together for trivia night again sometime soon, huh? You know it. You know, I'm really pleased to see Amanda's going to her dream school. I'm glad she turned it around for finals. Me too. That scholarship money will be really help. Amanda walks by, pretending not to see Hugo. Amanda, come say hi to your old teacher. Hey! Congratulations on graduating. I know you're going to do great things in art school. Yeah, thanks. Amanda starts to back away. Wait, I just realized that you're not my teacher anymore, so I don't have to be afraid of talking to you. You no longer hold power over me. You're right. Go forth, adult. I can no longer give you detention. Yeah, I'm going to break anything I want. There's nothing you can do about it. Are you still mad about that time I gave you detention for breaking my globe? Nope.
Oh.
And I'll have you know that the globe didn't even fit through the basketball hoop in the first place, so she'll fit into college just fine. Hey. Hey.
Huh.
Robert gestures vaguely to the snack table. Good stuff. Yep. See you later.
Hey.
Hey, man. Matt! Let me know when Amanda leaves for college. I'll have a fresh batch of right side banana bread ready for her. Jesus, I can't read still. Thank you. I know she'll love that. Have you gotten that oregano smell out of your upholstery yet? Still working on it. What a splendid garden party. My deepest thanks for extending an invitation to my son and I. The icebox cake is divine. Yeah, thanks, dude. Good cake. I stare at Lucian. He knows, I know, but I am a man of my word. The story of his oregano betrayal will go unsung. Thanks for coming by. Hey, looks like Amanda's hanging out with Briar and Hazel. Let's see what they're up to. Okay, Briar, think of a shape. Hazel, what's she thinking? Square. Briar? Star. We'll get it next time. Amanda leans in close to Briar and Hazel, lowering her voice. Listen, you guys can be real with me. If you're downplaying your psychic abilities, I want you to know that you can trust me. Heck, you can even think of me as the third twin. Amanda, that's a triplet. You know, Dad, by the time I'm done with these kids, we're going to be finishing each other's... What? You didn't finish your sentence. What are we going to be finishing? Each other's sentences. See? Third twin. I have to go. As the party starts to wind down, I take a seat on my back porch step. The sun is setting and everyone seems to have eaten their fill. Amanda wanders over and sits down next to me. Killer party, Pops. What can I say? I was inspired. So, I also have something for you. For me? Why? Not to be completely genuine about my feelings or anything for once, but growing up wasn't easy, but it could have been a lot harder if it wasn't for you. Dad, you've been there for me through everything. There's been times in my life when you were my only friend. I was really scared of going to college and being so far away from you, but I realized that everything you've done for me has been to prepare me for this, and I'm ready. I wouldn't be who I am today without you. Don't cry. Don't cry. I swear to God, Wyatt, if you cry again... You're the best, Dad. I love you. And I'm crying. Anyway, that was enough emotional vulnerability for one day. Present time. Amanda hands me a tiny wrapped package. I tear the wrapping paper off to find a framed picture of me and Amanda. It's us. Kind of shocking all of our photo albums are just pictures of me, huh? I figured we needed at least one together before I leave, whatever. Amanda, thank you. Watching you grow up has been the happiest experience of my life. You're such a talented, intelligent young woman. I'm so excited to see what your future holds. Knock 'em dead, kid. Always do. Amanda and I share a hug. This is only the beginning, Pops. Plenty more memories for us down the road. Memories to make and stuff to break, right? Oh, I'm gonna break so much stuff, intentionally and unintentionally. You're gonna have to pay for most of it, probably. It would be my honor. Amanda hops up. Looks like someone's been waiting to talk to you. I glance over at the back of the yard to where Craig is sitting on a bench beneath our cherry blossom tree. He smiles at me. I'll leave you to it. Me and the Emmers are gonna go get ice cream. Love you, Pops. Amanda runs off to join her friends. I take a seat next to Craig as the last guests make their way out of the party. Bruh! This reminds me of the parties we throw. Fewer cake stands, of course. Probably for the best. I don't want to get my hip replaced after a party trick goes wrong. We can leave cake stands in the past. I'm taking this weekend to relax. This party was my first stop out of the express train from Relaxation Station. Next stop, Napville. Pull into Wyatt Concourse. Pull into the Wyatt Concourse. I'd like to book a ticket to Napville as well.
Oh.
I might have to meet you halfway, eating food directly off your own stomach town. We both giggle, but man, I just want to pour some chips on my belly while I hang out in a hammock. Craig, I'm glad you're making time for yourself. Me too. It's just a funny thing, dude. I didn't realize how overworked I was until we got away from the city. It's honestly just as destructive as binge drinking every night and eating burritos off the floor. I guess we need to get out of the city more often then.
Oh.
Craig kicks his leg over the side of the bench and leans onto me, lying down on my lap. I run my fingers through his hair. You're looking for balance. I admire that. I'm trying not to feel guilty about doing things for myself.
Oh.
It's a process. And it's gonna take some time to figure out. I might need your help, bro. Craig, I'll be your bro till the day I die. And if being your bro means forcing you to take care of yourself, then I'll happily oblige.
Oh.
Craig looks up at me, smiling.
Oh.
Brah! That means so much to me. Craig sits up and pulls me in for a kiss. Bro. We both laugh.
Oh.
You and me, we're gonna be alright. Oh, Craig, you silly sportsman. Oh, man. So let's see. So I have to do Joseph, Matt, Robert, Damien, Hugo. Even though I've already done Hugo, you guys just have to watch it. I'm really sad now. This is such a good game. Anyways. I don't know. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please like, comment, and or subscribe, or don't. It is up to you. You are an independent person after all. And I'll see you all latest.